Hello, 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 hello. Welcome. I'm back again. Hours later. Ooh, I swear there's too many wrestling shows going on right now. But welcome to my Fight for the Fallen review, AEW. There's a lot to say about this show tonight. A lot. Some good. It was some good. There's a lot of good. There's some bad. Is this better than Fighter Fest from about 2 weeks ago? I would say in some way yes and no. There are a lot of positives, but there's a lot of negative. I will say there's some negatives here and there for Fight for the Fallen tonight. Like I said, it's just a lot of wrestling going on tonight. I know they went head to head with Evolve or WWE if you want to go with that. Just because of the whole, both of their shows were playing at the same time. And looking at this show tonight for AEW and everything, 2 weeks later for this Fight for the Fallen thing in Jacksonville, Florida, at the the Daly's Place Amphitheater, which it was a big crowd. I don't know how many people were out there or anything, but it was it was a big crowd, almost like it was like a theater in a way, and it's almost got like some open parts at the top of the stage. I don't know if it was like not a baseball field, but it was an interesting stage presence to what I saw from it, because the show started around here about 6 o'clock p.m. and we're gonna get into the length of the show, because by the end of the night I was kind of ready for the show to end, just going on how long it was. But kicking off the show, if you saw it on Bleacher Report Live, this show is free, or if you watched it on YouTube and it was free. Coming in the pre-show first was the Librarian, Peter Avalon, which that's probably the worst. They keep putting librarians on these pre-shows for some reason, and it is not good. And he ended up talking about promo, talking about the crowd, Avalon. And he said he had something important to tell the fans until Sonny Kiss came out, which I guess was kind of like the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he had these cheerleaders with him. He was almost kind of dressed as a cheer himself in a way, dancing and everything. Listen, there's not much to say from this match with Avalon and Sonny Kiss. It wasn't bad or anything, but I will say people do hate the Librarians, and they're just mostly sick of this gimmick, and they got go away heat. Like, it wasn't, like I said, the match was just kind of whatever, if you ask me. Just kind of looking from what happened here and there, because what did Sonny Kiss when we were it was like a top split from the almost like at the top of the rope, and pretty much landed on him for the win. Like I said, it wasn't bad. I'd rather go without seeing a dude twerking. However, that's just, I don't know why that was necessary. But then again, people brought up that the New Day has done this also. So, okay, I guess they can go with that because they've done that shit before in their gimmick. But, I don't know, man. I'm seeing a lot of people say, was that really necessary? I had to think about that for a second. But, the match itself was just, it was just whatever, okay? It wasn't bad or anything. I've seen worse pre-show things with the, was it as bad as the last thing with the Librarians with Allie and Leva Bates? No, but it's almost like this was still just kind of whatever. They showed people in the crowd, or they being sponsored by, what was this? Fair and Fair. I think they were like lawyers, I believe, that's sponsoring, and some reason that Private Party out there, and Jabelli, and they got to the second match, which was also on the pre-show. Dr. Britt Baker, and Riho versus Shoko Nakajima and B. Priestley. I hope I said that name right. I don't really know who Nakajima and Priestley are. The only thing I can really say from this, they're both from Stardom. They both hold titles. I know B. Priestley is Will Ospreay's girlfriend, if I'm not mistaken. This match, okay, the match wasn't bad. I was actually surprised it went on for a minute, and the crowd was actually liking the match, though. Don't get me wrong, there were some botches out there, and I am understanding more and more that, you bring the Joshi in, and they're really good, but a lot of punches do look ineffective. I think the biggest botch out of this match was Britt Baker going to the opposite side of the ropes, trying to thinking it was Riho, but it was Nakajima, and she just kind of turned around, had to rush back to the other side. You hear a small "you fucked up" chant. You fucked up chant at one point, but the match pretty much still continued on. Going on after that. One thing that was weird watching this show, and this had to do with a lot of people. I thought it was my computer or something at first, because of the subtitles and the captions. I'm thinking, like, I know I didn't put this on YouTube, but when I heard it was showing up on the Bleacher Report and YouTube, that was strange, because even, like, I was talking to my friend on Snapchat. He said, like, why am I getting all these subtitles for? And I'm like, I know I didn't even hit a button myself, so I don't know if that was on production side or what they were doing, like, however they were streaming the thing, but that was very, very strange to how there were subtitles during this match for no reason. And I'm sitting there like, I didn't hit a subtitle button, so that's why. But overall, I felt like the match did get better. Like I said, there was some botches here and there that looked kind of bad, especially when it kind of got near to the end. But it ended up with, Nakajima hit Rio with a Hurricane Rana, pretty much held on to her for the win. Pretty much then after, Priestley and Baker kind of started brawling with each other for a second. The fans chant, let them fight. It wasn't a bad tag match. I will say, like I said, it wasn't bad. There was some botches here or there. The crowd pretty much seemed to be in it. I didn't understand why there was subtitles on my screen during this thing, so I'm glad I wasn't the only person that thought about that. But it wasn't a bad match, though. It was really, I'll say it was entertaining. I'll go with that. But after that, they kind of got to the main show, because who they had on there, Excalibur and Alex Marvez. You know it was going to be a long night with Alex Marvez on commentary. I just don't think the guy is good, and I thought he was a little better tonight, but he still was pretty bad on commentary. They pretty much went to Kip Sabian cutting a promo about Hangman Page, since he had a match on the night, because his little elite crew, and saying he deserves, he's proven himself out here. They brought Jim Ross out then. He had his big entrance. As he said, business was about to pick up. It was very hot, I heard, out there, to about 100 degrees in Florida. So, 100 degrees in Florida, so I see they have polo shirts on. But we did begin the first match of the night. Sean Spears, who is now known as the Chairman, if you want to go with that. He almost had like a whole entrance and his new shirt and everything. So they're making him like, the big heel. So that's how they should reintroduce him now. But with Sean Spears, MJF, I was surprised we did not get another promo from him, but I rather wanted to see a promo from him, because after what he did back at Fyter Fest, I wanted to hear the guy talk. I was surprised he didn't. And Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin, who was probably the most over person in this match. Jimmy Havoc and Joey Janela. What is it that the guy that almost allegedly got hit, Enzo was gonna kick his ass? I heard. Yeah, I'll say this about this real quick. I know that what Marvin said something like, Janela was at a Blink 182 concert and was gonna fight with some scumbag or something, which was, I guess, addressing Enzo. I saw the clip, and I could already hear the Enzo. I already saw the Enzo jokes in the chat room and stuff, but to what I saw was he went up to him, I think, and because they were talking about each other on Twitter, and I don't know who pushed who first, but I remember Enzo calling him a pussy boy. But people said Janela was actually backing down from Enzo and stuff. Some people think it was a work and that it just looked really staged, how they were fighting in front of a concession stand when this whole thing was going on. So I really don't know if that was a work in that. But they had people holding him back and doing stuff like that. Some say Janela backed down because he knew he had a show this Saturday. So why are you wasting your time fighting Enzo at a Blink 182 concert? But I just remember Janela getting more of the shit out of this than Enzo did, because they said Enzo was probably going to beat his ass off. He was really going to legit up fight him, though. So I just wanted to say a little bit about that. But I was, like I said before, Darby Allin, it was like super over. People chant for Allin. One thing I did like was when MJF was in the ring, and I think I don't know if he was doing this at Sean Spears, kind of doing. I was like Stardust the way, but kind of flipping around, doing the 10 thing, like a cartwheel and stuff, throwing it in his face, which was pretty cool. Pretty much then, like I said, most of this match, in my opinion, either focused on Spears or Allin in a way. Damn dental surgery, but like I said, The match wasn't bad, but when it kind of got near the end of it, I remember Havoc hit the Acid Rainmaker on MJF. Guevara got him with a backstabber. Janela hit the DVD on Guevara. And it was one point in the match, when you see Janela, he did this like suicide dive out the ring, if I'm not mistaken, and you could hear him on the crowd, on camera, and not mic'd up, but you could actually hear him on camera said, "Fuck you, Jim Cornette," which that's gonna be a big response, Dan, and I'm sure you heard it because I listened to the guy's podcast, so get ready for the rants on Joey Janela. I'm waiting. I can't wait to see that. I've already seen Cornette shit on him, so I guess Janela wanted to make a response, so I expect a response back. But like I said, yeah, he did a Death Valley Drive after April, not a suicide dive, but you could hear him audibly say, "Fuck you, Jim Cornette." But pretty much Darby Allin's back in. He's about to dive with MJF. His ribs were taped up, by the way, so he was selling the injuries from 2 weeks ago. But Spears pretty much came in, hit the Death Valley Driver on him, got the win. So it was a fun tag match. I will say that as the first official match of the night. Everyone mostly just kind of got a chance to showcase what they could do out there. A lot of this was on Allen, like I said, who's over, and Spears, because they were in that match, the whole match being involved with Cody. So I think that just kind of pushes for something there, and Spears getting the win. It's probably going to be a match for him and Cody Rhodes at All Out, like I said, probably a few weeks ago. They show more people in the crowd, like Shad Khan and others. Now this match next, this is probably one of the worst matches of the night. Brandy Rhodes versus Allie. I didn't really want to see this match in general. I've seen Brandy Rhodes wrestle before. It's not really good. I've seen Allie wrestle before too, and she's not bad also. Like from the time I've seen Allie in Impact, I thought she was pretty good. I didn't like her at first, but I thought she was way better in the ring later in time. I don't know a lot of her stuff on the indies as Cherry Bomb, because she's been pretty much longer than Brandy really. And this, first off, it's just a lot of contradictory going on, because they do this video package, right? And they're showing like Brandy as a face, talking about she didn't fall in this business by accident, and she wanted to prove to everybody. And, they're playing this inspiring music and her crying and stuff, and they're making Brandy look like a huge face in this video package. But then when they do the match, then pretty much they bring Awesome Kong out. At one point, I'm saying like, it's about to be Awesome Kong versus Allie, because I think I'd rather see that than Brandy Rhodes in the ring. So you can tell pretty much now that Brandy is the heel out of this, because people were booing her. But she has this big face big face video package and stuff. Because they bring Kong out there, and Brandy attacked Allie. Then first off, I just thought this match was very slow. I just thought both of them were. It's almost like they were just waiting for spots to happen, and I just thought they just kind of moved very slowly, almost like they were trying to time what spots they were going to do. There was a lot of botches here and there. I just don't know if the crowd was into it or not. But because when it kind of got near to the end, was it Allie hit her with I think it was a Death Valley Driver, and Brandy pulled out, tried to get a break, and then pretty much Kong got involved at one point. Brandy pretty much took advantage of the distraction and tried to do an inside cradle. Then added the Dragon Sleeper. Brandy was tapping, but once again Kong was on the ring, and those referees watching. Brandy raked their eyes and she does like a, what was that, not a shoulder block, but like it was a very weak spear I thought she did at the end, and beating Allie. So this match was just either rough to look at, or you just didn't really care. And it's like, I'm thinking Awesome Kong was about to be in the match. That was more interesting, because it was almost like a holy shit moment right there, and people were chanting Awesome Kong. But then it's like you were still gonna get Brandy and Allie, and it was just kind of like, and I just think it wasn't a good match. It was not. It was just, I just felt it was very slow. I thought they waited on spots. It was just very botchy, and just like they were just trying to time stuff to get it there, and I just didn't think this match needed to happen. And Brandy is more the heel, because then her and Kong are beating up Allie, and they about to hit the power bomb on her. But the next thing you know, Aja Kong comes out, and pretty much stops Awesome Kong. Her and you know, both Kongs are just arguing with each other. So I'm assuming that sets up a match to a later date, most likely All Out in Chicago, which I would actually like to see Awesome Kong versus Asha Kong, because that was probably the most interesting thing out of this whole thing, is that people want to see these two beat the living shit out of each other. Both Kongs. Who's the best Kong of them all? So you just got to wait a later date for that. But like, is Awesome Kong now like what, Brandy Rhodes' bodyguard or lackey or something? Because like, Brandy is now the heel after she just had this giant ass face video package, like making her look good. And I'm already hearing people say, is she the new Stephanie McMahon? I don't know about all that, but I don't know. I could be wrong about that too. But just I don't know, that this match was just bad, and it's like, it's confusing who's the face of who's the heel then, because one's trying to make it so like a face, but they're doing heel shit. So that like I said, the Brandy versus Allie thing was probably one of the worst matches of the night. Then we kind of pretty much went into a triple threat tag team match of whoever wins, I guess, was gonna be fighting it all out in the first round tournament for the tag titles. The Dark Order, or formerly known as the Super Smash Brothers, Evil Uno and Stu Grayson versus Jack Evans and Angelico, and Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. For some reason, they had Marco Stunt out there with them. Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy were super over out there. This was a spot fest, okay? This was a very big spot fest out there, and this wasn't bad. I liked it. A lot of the match was good. I will say that. There was a lot of spots. One thing I like Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy's finisher. Like, Luchasaurus almost like kind of does almost like a wheelbarrow move and flips. He pretty much flipped. I don't know if it was Jack Evans or not, or like a back suplex, and it's like Evans flipped and Jungle Boy hits this crazy power bomb on him. Then that just looked fucking big. I thought it was like crazy out there. That was just awesome in a way, but. Pretty much was a kick out then. One thing I thought that was a little bit unnecessary is when Angelico and Evans were pretty much taking down Jungle Boy. Marco Stunt comes in, does like this like Hurricane Rana on Angelico from the top rope, and the referee throws him out. Then it didn't even look that good of Hurricane Rana, I thought. And then Luchasaurus just threw Stunt out of the ring on everybody. Then after that, like I said, that power bomb double team was cool. Pretty much then. After the Dark Order got back in, they started taking out Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. One move I did like from them was fucking awesome. They did this. It was like a 450 Grayson did, and Evil Uno did a running power bomb like simultaneously, and it looked awesome out there, I thought. But the Dark Order ended up hitting the Doomsday Device blockbuster. Almost like, what was it? Evil Uno had him like almost like that Noshigami move, and Stu Grayson did like the almost like a stunner, almost in a way type of thing. But it's like a blockbuster also. Getting a win over Jungle Boy, and they became they're gonna face the Best Friends, I think, All Out. Which, if you follow the story, that's pretty much what it is, since they called them out to begin with. So I kind of expected the Dark Order to win, but this was a spot fest. That's pretty much what I can say about this. This was a spot fest, but it was a very fun tag match, and I actually thought Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy were gonna win. Those guys were so over. I believed they were gonna win out there, but very enjoyable match. Hangman Page and Kip Sabian. Some say this was one of the best matches of the night, which I agree. This was a very great match between both. I felt like the crowd kind of fell out of this in a way. And I really believe they fell out of it because I think they knew Hangman Page was going to win. Like, I don't know a lot about Kip Sabian other than what I've seen some of the videos online they put out, or the Double or Nothing match, but I don't really think people think Hangman was going to lose right here. And it was really good. I still think this was a good match, but it went like 19 minutes and 5 seconds. One thing I did like, which one of those guys, I guess he was from NXT. He's like the main guy in the front row, and you kept yelling at Sabian, and I guess Sabian just got tired of him. That his comeback was trying to. It looked like he almost kissed him in the mouth, like this fan that hangs out at NXT in the front row. Like, he just was yelling at Sabian, and Sabian just almost responded like, "Okay." He came with a kiss, and like, he just stopped talking shit. Then after that, like, I'm like, okay, pause for that, trying to kiss him, but that was just kind of strange. But as the match went on, I will say it told a story, especially focusing on Hangman's leg, which was attacked, his knee out there. Because when he did that moonsault to the floor, you can see Paige, selling the knee injury, holding it and stuff. And Sabian pretty much did a power bomb. That pretty much, not a power bomb, but Sabian pretty much attacking his knee in after. And this is why I feel like the crowd only kind of cared a little bit more into the end of the match. Because Paige hit like a power bomb on Sabian, throwing him to the outside of the ring, well, onto the, the ramp outside and stuff. And which actually replayed that. And Sabian came back from the 9 count. Paige pretty much got him in there. He did like a neck breaker from the top rope, which is pretty good. And then what else? Sabian pretty much once again focused on Paige's leg and stuff. He did with a dragon screw, and he did a a springboard hurricane rana then after that. And pretty much then they kept trying to pin each other, several pins and stuff. Paige actually reversed it into the rite of passage, getting the win in. Pretty much then after that, Chris Jericho, which I'm sure anybody knew was in a mask, which the fans cheered him then after that, and attacked Hangman, hit him with a big code breaker then, blood all over his face. Some say it looked legit, and his eye was like kind of messed up, because we're going to get into what his face looks like later on. But Jericho beat him up then, and then the fans are cheering then and chanting, "Thank you, Jericho." Now, I think this match was really good, but one thing I felt like, if they wanted to establish Hangman Page, which he put on a very good match out there, okay, very solid, it was very great, but I don't know if I'm not saying make quick work of Sabian, but people knew Hangman was going to win. I don't think they ever believed Sabian was ever going to pick up the win on Hangman Page, because A, they got built that title match up, and B, Jericho had to be there to attack Hangman, so this just hypes it up more and more. That's what they're trying to do. But I don't think they could have had Hangman probably win in a shorter time, kind of be more, like, he was still great in the match, but be more dominant, take out Sabian, proving that he's still a big threat to Chris Jericho when All Out happens in August. But like I said, it was still good and everything, but you just could have had I would say make him more dominant before that. And then with Jericho attacking him then after, it's like they just kind of looked at like Jericho's like the better star out of all this, and they just didn't seem to kind of go with Hangman after that. They cheered Jericho more than they booed him out there. Jericho tried to respond by giving a middle finger to the crowd, but there were more cheers than there were more boos at Chris Jericho out there. But pain out there. But like I said, it was still a good match with Sabian and Hangman though. It was still enjoyable. Just take some things from that though. Like I said, this is just push them for that title match coming up in August. Next, SCU, Kazarian, Scorpio Sky. Daniels was out there with them. They went against Pentagon and Phoenix. This was once again a kind of another spot fest, which I felt like the Lucha Brothers kind of needed this win, because the past 2 other matches they have lost. They have lost. The Lucha Brothers, of course, was a lot of with Suicide Dives at the beginning. They ended up taking out Daniels at one point, but Daniels came back, hitting him with a moonsault then. The referee kicked him out, even though I'm sure the referee already saw Daniels attack, so where's the disqualification in this thing? And it was this one thing with Sky and Pentagon that they were doing the whole chance of SCU or Cerro Medio, which at one point it's kind of funny. Pentagon takes the glove off, throws at the referee. She drops the glove. People boo, so they do it again one more time, so the people cheered in. But like I said, this was a spot fest. One thing I did like was that suplex from the top rope when it was like a leverage type of thing. Because Kazarian did it, and Scorpio Sky lifted Phoenix's legs into the air, which was pretty cool into that. Phoenix always faking these 619s, coming back with a kicked in after that. Canadian Destroyer by Pentagon, which I swear to God, Marvelous was about to call it a damn package power driver at one point. The Lucha Brothers then did that power driver double stomp thing on Kazarian for the win. After that, they pretty much, which by the way, both of these teams are face, but they took a ladder and started beating up SCU with it then. And then he pretty much Pentagon started hitting up the microphone then, pretty much saying, Cerro Medio, as the crowd did. But in the Lucha Brothers, at least I didn't understand all that promo they did. I still think Phoenix sounds like he's hyped up on coffee at the time. But they challenged the Young Bucks again to another match, and I guess it's going to be all out, to a ladder match. So I'm going to assume it's that. I don't know if it's going to be for the AAA tag titles, since, the Lucha Brothers did win those back not that long ago. But once again, this was still a good tag match at the end of the day. But this was still like this was another spot fest, I would say. Spot fest for both teams, but it was still really good out there, and the crowd still reacted to it, and they did enjoy the match. But, Lucha Brothers, they really needed this win right here. Like I said, they lost in the last other two AEW matches to the Young Bucks, both times technically, even 6-man one at Fyter Fest. So they needed this win right here. Next, probably once again, one of the best matches of the night, Kenny Omega versus Cima. I see Kenny had his Wrestle Kingdom 13 gear on. This was great. Fans chanted, this is awesome before the match began. Cima, man, you want to talk about a guy damn near hitting almost 10, 20 meteors out there. That was insane, especially when the one from the top of the stage onto Omega like he's on this platform they had him sitting on, and he did that double knee thing from midair. This was good though. I did enjoy this. Fans were chanting AEW. Cima was taking down Pentagon. He was taking down Omega a lot with those damn meteors and stuff. But Omega had came back with a dragon suplex and a V trigger for the pinfall. He was gonna go for another one. But they tried to go for a powerbomb then after that. Cima dodged it. He hit the DDT on him. They had pretty much a slapping contest at one point. Cima then pretty much, like I said, he's doing that damn thing. It was like, I swear I counted like 10 meteors he did out there, okay? And when he did a meteor and kind of hit him on his back on it from the top rope, I believe, or the apron, onto the apron. Fans chanting, you kill Kenny, and then you can hear, you bastards, like it was South Park after that. Like I said, Cima hit another top rope meteora, but Omega came back with a knee to Cima's head. He hit another V trigger, and after that, he hit the one wing angel for the win. 22 minutes out there. Like I said, Omega getting the win right here. They gotta promote that match with Moxley in August when they do All Out. But this is probably one of the best matches of the entire night. I felt like this was good, real good. Just both guys were just going in on each other, and I thought it was really good. And like I said, Omega was probably going to go over regardless. Just going to go over regardless. Some people actually thought Moxley was going to attack Kenny Omega, just kind of how the camera was still focused on him several times as he was walking towards the back. I knew Moxley wasn't there anyway because he just wrestled for the G1 today and against Taichi, and he's in Japan right now. So you know where that's going. But like I said, Omega and Cima, great fucking match out there. They then went to Chris Jericho then. Jericho's back. He has to come out and cut a promo, which he called the crowd Jacksoffville or Jerksonville. And he's talking about the crowd, and he talked about Hangman's blood on his hands, saying he had to beat up Hangman. And he said, I'm the reason why AEW has a TV deal, why it's legit, why they're going to be on TNT in October. And talked about the whole Casino Battle Royale thing that happened, and how Hangman Page wanted to get his spot. And he said he's one of the best performers he's seen in years, but he should be worried about, me and didn't what happened to Double or Nothing. And that Page just gonna, he still have a glorious career. He's top-notch competitor, but he's not gonna beat Jericho. And Jericho said, I have to beat the Hangman. I have to beat the Hangman. He left Hangman in a pool of his own blood earlier. And even he said, let's hear it for the Hangman. It's like Jericho was trying to get heat out there, but there was still people cheering him. And I just kind of felt like, did we really need another Jericho promo time if we saw him earlier in the night? But I guess they need to have him speak. And pretty much then after that, Hangman came from the crowd, well in the back, which he had a bad black eye, by the way, from earlier, I guess. And still some blood and everything. Him and Jericho brawl for a minute. Referees, Daniels, Peter Avalon, Joey Janela, and others all trying to break them up and stuff, keeping them away from each other until All Out. So that happened several times. Keep him out several times and stuff. But like I said, like I said, it was a good promo from Jericho. Page, like I said, he had to get his heat back afterward. His eye looked messed up. I guess from that Judas effect, also that back, that back fist elbow and stuff. So those some hard shots on Hangman's face out there. But Jericho, it was a good promo and everything, but did it really need to be there? I thought, I feel like, because this is where I just felt the show, it's getting longer and longer, that even I looked at the time saying, how long is this show going again now? I was just kind of going with that. Like, how long is this going? Because Jericho's just trying to get as much heat as he could. But in the main event, we went to the Brotherhood, Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes versus the Young Bucks. I didn't hate this match. I didn't, but this was very, very long, that I thought this was about to go all the way to midnight at one point. Because even my friend, like, how long is this show still going? Because, might I remind you, the total of this show was almost 4.5 hours. That's some WrestleMania time type right there. And I was wondering, how long has this show been going on for? Like, what? 7 matches? And I just felt like I was somewhat, like, I enjoyed it, but I just felt like I was starting to tune out a little here and there throughout this match. There was just like some botches here and there. I just kind of thought you kind of saw that. I don't know, man. I still enjoyed this match, and they still went in at each other, and the crowd did kind of stay along as they chanted AEW and other stuff throughout this match, and they were pretty hyped for it. And the referee got knocked down at one point, and the Young Bucks come back with the super kick party and everything. Like I said, it's a lot to say because they're like simultaneous sharpshooters, and the Rhodes brothers got out of it. They try to do their own sharpshooters and do their own double uppercuts and stuff. So that's why. And one thing that was funny about the video package, they said we beat the Shield, which they couldn't say the Shield on TV. So because they were a tag team at the time too. So in WWE, and they did beat the Shield. But as they kind of trade punches near the end, all 4 of them. And I'm just saying, like I said, Cody knocked down the referee again. They tried to set up a double Shattered Dreams and stuff. They tried to get a pinfall from it, but they pretty much started on and Nick got out of it. Then Cody pretty much got over there, pretty much double super kick on the Young Bucks, so they tried to get out of there. What was it? An elbow drop in the inside. I think it was Nick Jackson. Dustin pretty much came back with a Canadian Destroyer on Matt Jackson. It was just spot fest in. Then the super kicks come in, but then they start super kicking Cody Rhodes, and they super kick him in the back of his head where all those 12 staples were, and pretty much they get the win right after that, beating the Rhodes brothers for almost 31 minutes, because they said it was a 60 time limit, and I'm like, 60 minutes now? I'm like, how long is this show going again? I didn't hate this match or anything, but I just felt like it went kind of a bit too long, in my opinion. It was just starting to drag out with a lot of botches, because then they're trying to cut this promo right after, and the Young Bucks saying that we faced a lot of teams, but it's just a friend competition. But they said that the Rhodes brothers are the best tag teams they've ever faced or in the world, which I don't really believe that all the way. But pretty much as they kept talking, Matt had to stop talking about the promo, and they said, I guess he's trying to cut, saying we're short on time, I guess, because, like I said, the show's already gone 4.5 hours, but next thing you know, awesome, because even I was wondering, like, whose music is that playing, and it was all like a miscue, because I'm like, somebody's music playing, and they said, we're not done yet, we're not talking, we're still on the air, right? And the next thing you know, like, some wrestlers and Shad Khan come out, and they got a giant check of $150,000 that was made at this event. The Young Bucks, and they put themselves money in also for this contribution, and they said 100 because they put their own money in, but then the rest of the 110,000 was from AEW. Some people I already heard people saying, like, if Shad Khan them out his money, why they put more money into this then and add it? But it was for a charity thing. They made all this money. Cody pretty much said that they wanted to help those that are affected by gun violence in Jacksonville, and they said we're still on the air, right? He said you can't counter program All Elite Wrestling and what they're doing. I know that was a shot at WWE, I'm sure, or do you want to go by counter programming of how you got 2 shows playing at the same time, and one was probably over while this promo was going on. But Cody said, are they gonna watch TNT in the fall and stuff? As he spoke about AEW and being very passionate about it, he gave it the mic to Kenny Omega to close everyone out of the show. Kenny thanked all the fans, and you can hear Matt have to walk out to like, just come on, man. We're running short on time here, okay? Because he was talking about unique brand of wrestling. I guess Kenny wanted to say more, but like I said, Matt had to say just let's move on. And he was gonna do his usual catchphrase, but they had to change some words up because it would have been inappropriate at a gun violence show, which it's supposed to be positive and stuff, and it's for victims, and you don't want him saying bang at the end of his promo. So they did the whole goodbye, good night, boing, and that was the end of the show after that. One thing I had the biggest problem with the show was this time. Was this time almost as long as WrestleMania? Some say, yeah. This show was very long. This was like 4.5 hours. Some people, when it ended, it probably ended like 10 minutes, 8 minutes before midnight was when this show went off. I didn't even think the show was going to be that long because I'm like, how long are we going? And they just gave like, Cody, Dustin, and Young Bucks like a very long match. I don't know if the crowd was fatigued at that point, but myself to kind of, zone out of the match and everything. So I didn't hate it. I think it was good. I think it was solid. It's just it went on a bit too long, I felt like, in my opinion of it. But like I said, if I had to say the best match tonight, it'd have to be the Heyman Sabian thing or Kenny Omega and Cima. And the worst thing would probably be that Brandy Rhodes and Alley match. That was just really bad. I just thought it was just not good, okay? It just wasn't. But other than that, and like the whole time thing just, being way too long. Like I said, that's only other negatives. And the positives, I could say, like I said, you got some great matches here and there, but there are some major negatives after going, just going into this whole thing. So that's why. Excuse me. But that's what I would say from that. But yeah, at the end of the day, this show was another free show. I just thought it went it just went really long, I felt like, okay? And it's just like you could just hear them saying, we gotta cut the air, we gotta cut it, are we off the air, are we still on it? You can hear a lot of them say, are we on the air half the time and stuff, okay? So that was just kind of thing with that. But like I said, overall, like I said, this was a good show. At the end of the day, this show was a charity show. This is for a good cause. It was for gun violence victims. There was no problem with that. But as you want to go from wrestling standpoint, you saw some really good matches out there. In my opinion, I just thought the show went a bit too long for it to be 4.5 hours. And like I said, it was better. Like I said, the show was better. It was better than the last pre-show. We didn't see Michael Nakazawa or Jabali or Oil being all rubbed up on each other in the ring and all that. But there was some good coming from this and this show. Like I said, you still have some bad in it and everything, but I felt like AEW did put on some, better matches as the night kind of went on and stuff than from we saw at the beginning. But this was a very, very long show, like I said before, okay? Very long. But, yeah, that's my AEW review from this point. That's my review for Fight for the Fallen. Hopefully this gets posted by sometime tonight, depending on how long I'm doing this. And I'm sure it'll be uploaded by morning, so we'll go on from that as soon as I upload this. Because like I said, this has been a late night show. I probably may check out Evolve tomorrow, possibly. Maybe check some highlights of it. I already heard about some good things from it tonight anyways. Something to do with Paul Heyman in the ECW arena. Or what was it? Matt Riddle and Drew Gulak, I'm hearing, so I may go check that out. But, other than that, I'm most likely going to check out New Japan. Maybe later night I'll stay up for it. I don't know if I will stay up for, New Japan. I already saw the B block earlier today. It's supposed to be, or tonight, it's supposed to be A block and everything. And you still got Extreme Rules tomorrow, so I actually want to try and catch up on New Japan and watch that before I watch Extreme Rules tomorrow, because I'm not going to do it later in the day. So I may check it out live later tonight for New Japan Pro Wrestling, the G1 Climax. But, we should be back with a review tomorrow also for, Extreme Rules and everything. Like I said, this was still a good show of AEW. I probably would have given it maybe a 7, maybe a 6 if possible. Like I said, it was still good, but there was just still a lot of bad involved. Still a lot about bad in this show in a way too. So you gotta separate what you can get from good and bad. But it was probably more good into this whole thing. Okay. So, yeah. Excuse me. So yeah, that's what I kind of thought about the show and everything and stuff. So yeah, it's probably gonna be some more reviews tomorrow, like Extreme Rules and others. But I may check out day 3, I guess, for the G1 and everything. And I may check out Evolve later if I can. But I wanted to get this review about Fight for the Fallen Up, just because I just got done finished watching. I'm doing a review on this now. But like I said, tell me what you thought about what your favorite match was. What did you hate? What did you not like? Did you think it sucked? Did you enjoy this in general? Did you think AEW did better than they did at Fyter Fest? Or do you think they're still not good and they got to prove themselves all out and when it comes in August? So it's many opinions you can take from this. So tell me what you thought was the best out of this whole thing, though. But I'm out of here. I'm going to see you guys later. Peace out. Tell me what you thought about the show. And I'm out.